We're recording. We're recording. Well. It's been quite some time. Welcome to... Hold on. I gotta finish this chicken. Welcome to another preview video. Our first preview video of the season. I don't even know how to express my excitement. Life is kind of bland and boring without college football, but it's back. It's time. We're ready to rock. In this video, we are previewing the Miami Hurricanes versus the LSU Tigers. They will be playing this Sunday, September 2nd, at a neutral site, AT&T Stadium, at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This is the Advocare Classic. Now, one quick brief announcement before we kick off this preview video. I have officially launched my faith-based apparel website, forgivengear.com. Head on over to the site and just check it out. Whether you are a Miami Hurricanes fan or an LSU fan, there are shirts there for both of you. There are Miami Hurricanes shirts on the site. I'm actually wearing one now. This is a word cloud shirt that forms the U. It has words that make up the University of Miami, and it forms the U. So that's pretty sick. And LSU fans, there are faith-based shirts there as well. 10% of the profits from my website go straight to St. Jude. So you're helping children in need, as well as supporting me in this channel as well. So head over there, check that out. Use discount code CANES, C-A-N-E-S, and you'll get 10% off your order. That's a special discount code just for you guys, and I definitely appreciate that. So on to the preview video. A brief bit of history between these two teams. Miami and LSU have only played 12 times in total, with LSU leading the series 9-3. Now, LSU won the last matchup 40-3 back in 2005. And as I said, these two teams don't meet on the field very often, but when they do, it's a pretty big deal, and this year is no exception. So let's talk numbers for these two teams. Kicking off the 2018 season, LSU comes in ranked number 25 in the AP poll, and Miami comes in the top 10 at number 8. I contemplated covering lots of stats for this video. I thought about talking about the amount of interceptions. I thought about talking about points per game, yards per game, but a lot has changed for both of these teams this season. Now, don't get me wrong, numbers are important, stats do play a part, but again, these teams are very different than they were last season, so I feel like we're talking about Miami and LSU, the old teams, the 2017 teams. So in my opinion, the stats from last season really just don't tell us that much about these two teams. Last season, as many of you know, Miami had issues late due to lack of depth and injuries. Now, you're lying to yourself if you think that did not play a part in Miami's 3-game losing streak to end the season. Because here's the deal. Rozier is going to be the starting quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes, like it or not. And whether you do like him or not, when he was healthy, he had some pretty big games last season. He came up clutch for Miami in some big games when it mattered. And again, when he was healthy. You can't blame everything on his shoulder injury, apparently, that he suffered in the North Carolina game. But I'm just saying, when he was 100%, he made some pretty big plays for Miami. And he's back, and he is the starting quarterback. Overall, honestly, Rozier is battle-tested. He's the veteran, and he's ready. He's ready for this big stage against LSU. And this season in 2018, Miami's depth and talent at wide receiver, running back, and pretty much every position on defense is scary for LSU. And also for LSU, this is really a totally different team for them as well. They announced recently that the Ohio State transfer, Joe Burrow, will be the starting QB for them in this game. Now, this guy hasn't played a lot, but I watched some tape on him, and when he did play for Ohio State, he was a pretty accurate passer and a very good decision maker. And keep in mind, Miami fans, including myself, LSU had some, let's be real, some pretty questionable losses last season, but that doesn't mean they're not a good team. They do call LSU DBU for a reason. The defense overall is pretty elite. They're stacked pretty well, and they've got some competitors, some DBs, some safeties, linebackers that really just like to compete. They're fast, they're big, they're physical, and let's be real, Miami fans, Miami had a pretty difficult time getting their offense up and rolling in the first half of more or less every game in the 2017 season, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 games. Honestly, for this game, I feel like both defenses are going to shine. This is going to be a game of the elite defenses. If you are a fan of big hits, fumbles, interceptions, get your popcorn ready. Keys for a Miami victory in the Advocare Classic. Number 1, Rozier's passing must be accurate. No overthrown or underthrown balls. The LSU defense will make Miami pay for those with picks. Number 2, Miami has to establish a run game, and they have to do it early. Miami has some serious talent at the running back position, so let's use it. It's pretty important that the offensive line creates some gaps and blocks really well in this game, because LSU's defense, again, is pretty big and pretty mean. And lastly, Miami's kicker. Badgley has finally moved on. He was the kicker at Miami for what seems like 10 or 15 years. Most Miami fans are not complaining about that, but he has moved on. We have a walk-on, Marco Beza, and a freshman, Bubba Baxa. These 2 guys, whoever starts, have to shake their jitters early, because I feel like that field goals could be pretty important in this game. Important enough that it could come down to a game-winning field goal even to win this game. So the field goal kickers for Miami must shake their jitters early. Now, keys for an LSU victory in the Advocare Classic. The quarterback, Joe Burrow, cannot get rattled early, or it will be easy pickings for this Miami Hurricanes defense. Burrow has not faced an elite defense like this yet. Let's be real, as hyped as LSU fans are on Joe Burrow, his limited play time at Ohio State has not exposed him to a defense like this. And I don't think that he has seen speed like this yet. So he cannot get rattled early or game over. Number 2, LSU's defensive line will have to keep pressure on Rozier and stop Miami's run game all game. And lastly, LSU cannot afford more than 2 turnover chains. The turnover chain is a big momentum swinger for Miami. It gets the players pumped. It gets the coaches pumped. It gets the crowd pumped. It raises the noise. LSU would need to pull ahead early in this game and keep it that way if they want to win. They cannot afford costly turnovers that end up generating points for Miami. So the turnover chain, if it comes out more than 2 times, Miami will probably get a victory here. Before I give my score prediction, I always like to show the ESPN matchup predictor. They have Miami's win percentage chance coming in at 65.7% and LSU's win percentage chance at 34.3%. ESPN is not good at predicting these, which is kind of why I like to throw it out there anyways, but that is their win percentage chance for both of these teams. So, for the long-awaited score prediction, my score prediction for this game, I do have the Miami Hurricanes pulling out a W in Dallas, Texas. Miami winning the game 27-17. As I stated early in the video, this will be a battle of the defenses. It's going to be which defense tires out first. I mean, that's really what I think it comes down to. Miami has a lot of threats on offense, so they have the potential to get some big scores. But let's be real, LSU's defense is elite. Greedy Williams, Devin White, they have some really good players on defense, some big, mean, strong, fast players. And this is ACC versus SEC. So it's going to get real interesting real fast. But I feel like that whichever defense can hold out the longest will win the game for their team. And let me know down in the comment section below your score prediction. As many of you have noticed, yes, I am a Miami fan. I try to keep these as unbiased as possible, as much as I can. I do feel like Miami is the better team. I'm just going to be real with you guys. There is no denying that LSU is good. They are very good. But I think Miami is just better. Just honestly, they are, and they will come out with a W in this game. And also, don't forget, I do the live hangouts during this game. So LSU fans, you are welcome to hang out. Miami fans, you are welcome to hang out as well. Be sure to click subscribe and click the little notification bell so you know when we go live. We'll be live during the game. I try to find you guys links for the game for the people who can't stream it. So I try to hook you guys up with links, and we just go through the live chat. I have the camera on me, and we just hang out and talk football. So it's fun to banter, trash talk back and forth, and just kind of hang out. And I have a new toy that I'm excited to show off during the live stream. I'll give you a sneak peek. You may know what it is. I'm not going to show you what it does. You're going to have to be there at the live stream. Every time Miami scores, this bad boy is going to get used on the live stream. I've talked a lot of smack leading up to this. I've got an LSU diss track up. In the early preview that I posted, I talked a lot of smack. If Miami loses this game, I will eat crow. I will make a video and I will eat every bit of crow for all of this trash talk. And before we end, just something special here at the end. I think I found, how do I put this? I found what I believe to be an LSU spy that was in my front yard, actually, and I brought him in to my home. I had to subdue him, and I brought him in for questioning. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of footage from that. This might be too brutal for some of you, so proceed with caution. But remember, guys, I will see you on Sunday, September 2nd, 7:30 p.m. for the Avocare Classic. Remember, guys, we are all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. College football fans, football is here. Who sent you? So you're not going to talk, huh? What is Joe Burrow's weakness? Is Ed really that ugly in person? How do the LSU players get so jacked? Is it all that gumbo they eat? I mean, what does this even mean? Geox Tigers? What is that? What does that mean? Who did you guys pay to get in the top 25? All right, let's say a tiger and an ibis get into a fight. Okay, you got me on that one.